Welcome to the page of Real Fears. The story I want to tell you tonight is from the perspective of a cemetery night guard. Please support me by locking in. I would also be happy to hear your thoughts and share them with me.
Air was cold, and the smell of damp earth hung heavy. A strange weight filled the space. I, Walter, the night watchman of the small, eternal flowers cemetery, wrapped my coat tighter and sipped my weak tea. I lit a cheap cigarette and took a deep drag. I've been the night watchman here for years, befriending the silence and the shadows. But tonight, the silence felt different. Heavier, sadder. It was as if all the gravestones were moaning in unison. I thought to myself that perhaps this feeling was due to today's burial. A handsome young man who had died in a car accident and now lay at rest in a corner of this very cemetery. The hands of the clock were approaching midnight when I heard a sound. A soft sob coming from between the gravestones. At first, I thought I was mistaken. Perhaps it was the wind whistling through the trees making such a noise. But the sound came again, this time clearer and closer. I switched on my flashlight and headed towards the sound. In the shadows, under the dim light, I saw a young man sitting by a gravestone, shaking violently. His face, in the light and shadow, looked disheveled and broken. I approached him. "Son, are you all right? What are you doing here this time of night?" The young man looked up. His eyes were red and puffy. His gaze was empty and lifeless. "I'm not okay. Not okay at all." His voice was hoarse and full of grief. My heart ached for him. "Come on, let's go have some tea. It's cold out here. Let's talk for a bit. Maybe you'll feel better." He said nothing and followed me. We went to the guard shack. I poured him a hot cup of tea and offered it to him. He took a sip reluctantly. "What's your name, son?" I asked. "Ethan." The young man replied, "My name is Ethan." "What are you doing here this time of night, Ethan? Why are you so upset?" Ethan was silent. He stared at the flickering flame of the kerosene lamp for a few minutes. Then, in a trembling voice, he said, I shouldn't have died. I had so many things to do, so many dreams." I looked at him with kindness. "Death is in God's hands, son. No one knows what tomorrow holds. But don't grieve. You're young. May God have mercy on you." Ethan looked at me angrily. "Mercy? I want to be alive. Do you understand? Alive." I was taken aback by the depth of his grief and anger. I tried to remain calm. "Take it easy, Ethan. You're upset right now. Let some time pass and you'll calm down." We talked for hours. Ethan told me about his dreams, the plans he had for the future, the love he had in his heart. I listened carefully, trying to comfort him, to give him hope. Eventually, signs of calm began to appear on Ethan's face. A faint smile touched his lips. "Thank you, Walter. You've helped me a lot." I smiled. "You're welcome, son. Whenever you feel down, come to me. I'm always here." Ethan stood up. "Good night, Walter." "Good night, son. God be with you." Ethan headed towards the door, and in an instant, right before my eyes, he vanished. I stared in astonishment at the empty space. My heart was pounding. I was breathless. I understood everything. That boy was a ghost. The ghost of the young man who had been buried in this cemetery today. A shiver ran down my spine. With trembling steps, I went to the register. I opened the book and searched for the name Ethan. I found his name. Date of death, today. Cause of death, car accident. I collapsed onto the chair. My mouth was dry. It was unbelievable. I had been talking to a ghost, a young spirit searching for peace. From that night on, I was no longer the same Walter. life had changed. I understood that death wasn't the end of everything, and perhaps, in the silence and shadows of the cemetery, there were still secrets that humanity didn't understand. From that night on, I was not only the watchman of the cemetery, but also the guardian of wandering souls searching for some peace and hope. And with all my being, I try to give them that peace.